No matter what your skill level is in GD, I can almost guarantee that you've played the gauntlets before. They're basically better versions of the map packs. Whether or not you've beaten any of them is a different story since their quality and difficulty can vary a ton, but unlike the map packs, you're not really forced to beat the gauntlets if you don't want to. You don't get coins for beating them like the map packs, you just get a color, maybe an icon every now and then. That is with the exception of one, that being the Chaos Gauntlet. You get a basement key for beating this one and it contains two of the most hated levels in the entire game, Scarlet Surge and Capitalism. These two 1.9 levels have caused a lot of new players a lot of suffering. Just saying, Scarlet Surge, Capitalism, and Fire Aura would make for a banger map pack. Anyway, if you were paying attention earlier, you'd notice I said new players. That's because if your skill level is, say, around the medium demon level, none of these levels will seem that bad. Fire Aura is genuinely a banger level once you get good enough at the game to play it. Fire Aura, however, is not the topic of this video. No, I want to talk about Scarlet Surge because it has a lot of random lore that I'm almost certain you don't know about. So let's get started. Scarlet Surge is a level created by Incendium. He's a pretty funky creator. He only made levels in 1.8 and 1.9 and only garnered 29 creator points before quitting, but some of his 1.9 works especially have aged insanely well. Levels like Tetrix and Scarlet Surge are relatively simple with one main theme that they stick to, and that helps them stick out among the thousands of other 1.9 levels. Tetrix remains one of the most liked Insanes to this day, and Scarlet Surge is easily one of the most memorable Gauntlet levels, be it not entirely for positive reasons. This level has some really weird gameplay. The hardest parts are easily the ship and UFO sections. Stuff like this dip at the very end and the entirety of the UFO in the second half is not something I'd expect from a 6-star. It's definitely a second half heavy level, and that's never fun. On the other hand, it gets very much saved by the song and decoration. Check Out by MadhouseDUDE is a perfect fit for this level, and you can't tell me otherwise. And Incendium does a really good job at representing the song through the deco. For some reason, the deco style this level uses of black everything and pulsing red to the song was so good that other 1.9 creators started using it. Here's the end of Uranus Fantasy, for example. Like, come on, you're not even trying to hide it. Whatever, my point is that this level is really good. It's one of the most unique yet laid-back 1.9 levels I've seen. The gameplay is just a corridor for most of the level. The deco is simple but extremely effective at representing the mood of the level and especially the song. It does all it needs to correctly. Now, here's an interesting fact. Did you know that this level got a sequel? Sapphire Surge is the last rated level Incendium made before quitting. It's just better Scarlet Surge for most of it, and it's blue. The only thing Scarlet Surge really needed was more going on. The ship and UFO corridors in that level especially are pretty empty. Sapphire Surge has a bunch of spinning things to fill in the space in the ship parts, and also a couple of bricks in the blocks in the wave. These are both welcome additions. It's only around the 60% mark where it starts differentiating itself as a sequel more. This cube part is a bit weird. If you hit the first blue orb late and then buffer everything else, you'll be fine, but since this is a non-demon, having all the orbs be bufferable instead of all but one would be better. Then after that we got this duel, and while I really like the deco, the gameplay could definitely be better. For a level that was perfectly readable until now, throwing a random asymmetrical duel in there is pretty shitty. It practically guarantees your level cannot be beaten without a practice run, and that's never fun for a non-demon. Anyway, after that we get into the 2.0 section. This is high life all over again, motherfuckers. However, unlike Migward, Incendium actually knew how to put together a good 2.0 part. The only real 2.0 elements are the backgrounds and the fact that there are invisible saws in the glow that you obviously need to avoid. If you look in the editor, by the way, he missed this glow stick in particular. This doesn't matter to anything, I just think it's funny. Also, I don't know what these lines are doing here, but once again, it doesn't matter to anything. What does matter is that the 2.0 UFO part kinda sucks. The click pattern for it is really weird, and it feels like Incendium first built the part and then decided it was going to be a UFO and didn't test to see if it aligned decently. This is a message to all creators watching this video: please first lay out your click pattern and then build the hazards in a UFO part. It works so much better that way. Finally, we have this ball that genuinely has a really good background for early 2.0, and we're finished. Overall, I'd say this is a good sequel. It builds on the ideas Incendium had in Scarlet Surge while also adding its own thing. The 2.0 stuff doesn't really affect the level as much as you'd assume on first thought. It's relatively toned down and works as well as it can with the 1.9 part. It's a shame Incendium quit creating after this level, because it's likely it could have done something really interesting with the stuff in 2.0 and then later 2.1. I guess we'll never know what could have been. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.